Okay. First things first. Nice. I know it's disappointing, today isn't the tea kind of day. I've worked 12 hours today and now it's 11 p.m. and I'm filming. So I really need some Coke. Hi, my name is Bente, I'm the Norse Witch, and in this video I want to tell you how I celebrated Ostara this year. So, as I promised you in the introduction video to the series, I always want to try to explain what the Sabbat is about, so that everyone has a general understanding about what I'm talking about. So, this time Ostara it is. Ostara is a Wiccan celebration, a Wiccan holiday. It's a celebration for the spring beginning. It's on the spring equinox, so the day where the day and the night are equally as long. It's generally all about the earth reawakening, everything starting to grow and to blossom. The world is getting greener again, there are flowers everywhere, and the sun is slowly getting more strength. And it's also a celebration for the goddess Ostara or Ostara. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but who the hell cares? This goddess is a Germanic or Anglo-Saxon goddess, but actually it's not really proven if she really was worshipped, if there actually was a goddess Ostara or Ostara that was worshipped and for whom there was a celebration and a holiday. So we have to take that with a grain of salt, but actually we have to take everything with a grain of salt. But nevertheless, it's a beautiful holiday. I love Ostara. It's, I think, one of my favorites, if not even the favorite holiday of all for me to celebrate, because I just love this spirit of the earth reawakening and everything growing, and as a person that's just very connected to nature and to the seasons, and as a person with a little bit of like seasonal depression, a little tiny bit, I just always feel like my own spirit's reawakening. I feel my motivation growing, my creativity growing in spring. So I always really look forward to Ostara, because I know the days are getting longer and the sun is coming back, I'm getting more motivated and more creative. So I really love that holiday. So that being said, what do I like to do on Ostara to celebrate? So as I said, it's my favorite, probably my favorite holiday to celebrate, because I just love the spirit of reawakening, new beginnings, fertility, growing, and I really love just performing attraction spells on Ostara. Ostara is probably the holiday where I perform spells most often. So, what I love to do is, for each Sabbath, I think, I go on a walk to just observe nature during the seasonal changes. I love to redecorate my altar for the Sabbaths, which I actually filmed and I did a video on. I will put an info card up here or here, I don't know in which corner, but it will pop up. Those two things I always do. And what I also love to do on Ostara, since it's about fertility and growth, I really love to start my herb garden around Ostara. So most of the time on Ostara I sow my seeds for my herbs, because I really love growing my magical herbs myself. It just feels right. And I really love binding a spell to the herbs. And, of course, I love to do deity works and traditional bloat rituals. So, what did I do this year? I started out celebrating actually one day prior to the equinox with just a nice walk at a lake nearby with my best friend, who's also a witch. We were just enjoying the nice sunny weather, looking at all the cute little buds that were growing all around. It was really just very calm and relaxing and nice, although it wasn't even that warm. But it was very sunny, and the sun had already gained so much strength that it was very warming indeed. And then at the actual equinox day, I started out with a nice big breakfast with eggs and juice, a nice big cup of tea and some fruit. And I just took my time and enjoyed that. My cat was also very interested in my eggs, but of course she couldn't have any of it. So as I said, I just relaxed, took my time to enjoy my breakfast, and afterwards it was time for the actual equinox ritual, which was a bloat ritual. I started out by setting up my altar nicely with a lot of candles because I prefer performing rituals just by candlelight. And here you can also see my Sabbat related decorations. And as I also already said, I gave some offerings to Freyr and Freya. And here I actually filmed a part of the ritual, my spell that I was performing. I incorporated some crystal magic. So of course I first started out by cleansing the crystals because I wanted to charge them afterwards. And then I charged them with the energies of water and earth. I just used some moon water and some salt and some visualization. And I also incorporated sigil magic into the spell. And I reused a fertility sigil that I had already created last year because I was performing a very similar spell last year for Ostara too. So I just drew the sigil into the little plastic greenhouses that I wanted to use to sow my seeds into. And then I prepared the soil. I just used some substrate made from coconut fibers. They're supposed to just soak in water for 5 minutes and then they're ready so that you can sow your seeds into them. So I just set them up and let them soak for 5 minutes. And while they were soaking, I took the time to concentrate on my spell intention, to visualize it, and to charge the soil with it. And then it was finally time to actually sow the seeds. I did not include all the footage from the actual sowing process because it took quite some time because I was sowing a lot of herbs. I was sowing like basil and thyme, rosemary, 2 different types of sage, chamomile, lavender, peppermint, just a lot. So it was quite a lengthy process. And also, of course, while sowing the seeds, I also concentrated on my spell intention and I visualized it as if it had already happened. And when I was finally finished sowing the seeds, I asked Freyr to bless the little seedlings. And I drank with him on it. And that was the ritual. So yeah, that's what I did for Ostara this year. And I'm actually already thinking about what I want to do for Beltane. I don't really have an idea yet, but I'm already excited to celebrate. So as always, feel free to subscribe and please give a thumbs up. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!